समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. So we start with verse 26 today. मुक्तसङ्गो नहं वादी धृत्युत्साहसमन्वितः सिद्ध्यसिद्ध्योर्निर्विकारः कर्ता सात्विक उच्यते. Okay, so we did knowledge, then we did action. Now we are doing three kinds of actors, doers. So he is trying to tell you कि कितने तरह के लोग होते हैं. See, everybody acts, so everybody can be called an actor. But what are the different kinds of actors? Huh? So he says the first part. See, थ्री पार्ट्स आपने कर लिए एक्शन के, आपने कर लिए नॉलेज के, अब ये है एक्टर्स. तो हियर इट इज एन एजेंट हु इज फ्री फ्रॉम अटैचमेंट, नॉन egoistic, endowed with firmness and enthusiasm, and unaffected by success or failure is called सात्विक. ये देखिए, दिस इज द सात्विक कर्ता. एवरीबडी इज अ कर्ता. हाँ, तो सात्विक कर्ता. Also understand, I'm saying right at the outset, nobody is a purely sattvic karta or purely rajasic karta or purely tamasic karta. Each one has at different times and with different situations, one's mind changes, one's climate of the mind changes. Sometimes it is sattvic, so you perform actions in a sattvic mood. Then sometimes the climate becomes rajasic, so you perform actions in a rajasic mood and also tamasic mood. When you are asleep, dead asleep, that is tamasic only, isn't it? So long you have a body, उसमें तामसिक भी आता है, आलस भी आता है शरीर में, isn't it? So then that becomes tamasic. The body gets fatigued, tired, all that. And here ये देखो क्या है, but the mental attitude determines the action. So here the actor, with what mental attitude is he performing that action, that is what is discussed over here. So karta, karya and karan. Now here it is, dekhiye, the karta is being discussed. The agent, who he's calling him the agent. Agent is who? Agent is the one जिसका खुद का नहीं होता, वो किसी और के लिए कर रहा है, isn't it? That is the agent. So then यहाँ पे when he says the agent, it means the human being himself neither has the dynamism nor the energy nor the life to move this body. He is, something else is moving it, and you are moving because of something else. That is why he calls him the agent. Huh? Now see, an agent who is free from attachment. देखो, जब आप attachment नहीं होता ना किसी काम में, that thing cannot trouble you. Only attachment gives another thing the power to harass you. My child. So when your child is sick, the mother is upset. But the neighbor is sorry, sympathetic, compassionate, but he's not upset because the child is not his child. So, this feeling that this is my child is the feeling that makes you upset. So, the agent who is free from attachment, non egoistic means I don't do, somebody else is doing through me. Somebody else is working through my body to get this action done. I have no power on earth to do anything. I means when you think of yourself as the body, mind, intellect, equipment. Even the mind is energized by some other power. Do you think you make your heart beat? For 70, 80, 90 plus years. What is that great power that continuously makes the heart pump, pump, beat, beat, beat? Science tells you that there has to be a force behind every movement, isn't it? This is a scientific fact that there has to be a force behind any action, behind any movement. Now, when this is moving, you know it's moving. Your pulse is moving. आप तो नहीं चला रहे हैं ना? Clear logic, clear, simple logic. You are not making it move. Even when you are dead asleep, your heart is moving, your lungs are pumping, your pulse is beating, your digestive system, this system, that system, everything is working. Who is doing it for you? आप तो नहीं कर रहे, for sure, and you know it. That is why, see, don't have this ego that I am doing it. When you have an ego that I do, any person who's doing something should not have this that I do. So, endowed with firmness, enthusiasm. Firmness is dhriti. Dhriti. When you have the courage, the determination, let us call it, the fortitude, the determination, that is dhriti. And it is even when there is a lot of difficulty in any action, the determination to go on and on to achieve that is called courage, dhriti, determination, fortitude. So he says, endowed with firmness and enthusiasm. A sattvic actor will always be enthused. He will never be depressed. He will not be disinterested in action. He will not be, हाँ करना है तो कर रहे हैं and all that. Not that way. He is working with enthusiasm. That is a sattvic actor and unaffected by success or failure. So he has made up his mind what? That whether there is success, my action brings success or it brings failure, I am okay with it. You know, when you play sports, that teaches you very nicely this thing. Sportsmanship जिसको कहते हैं, sportsman spirit जिसको कहते हैं, and that is that even when you lose, you congratulate the winner. That you have done very well. Congrats. Similarly, in life, when you are playing the game of life, you are doing the best you can. You are trying to do the best you can. But what is the result that you get? That when it does come, it should not have the power to wipe the smile of your face if it's a failure, and it should not give you arrogance in jubilation. Because how much was your input in it? Even a person who's like Abhi Wimbledon hua, everybody must have watched it. You know, the players, how well they play, how well they play. But the movement of their body, the movement of their mind, the judgments, the this, the that is dynamized by something else, which clearly one should know. Where does the intelligence come from? Who energizes the intelligence? a dead body lying in front of you? When you know that there is no intelligence even in an Einstein's brain at that time, तो आई तो कहीं और से ना. Understanding that you do not have any ego left. You cannot have any ego left. And then success and failure, you understand, is determined by something else other than. The other person is better than you. He wins, you lose. You may have lost by just a little bit, 1 point, but you have lost because he is a little bit better than you. So, like that. So, understand that he deserved it, you did not deserve it. So, this kind of actor is called a sattvic actor, in whom the doer personality, it changes according to, as I told you, according to the time of the day, the situation that comes in front of you, as well as the mood of the mind. So the actor, when he is acting like this verse, he is a sattvic actor only at the time when he acts like this. Okay? तो इसमें क्या क्या चीजें आ जाती हैं, ये देखो, इन्होंने लिस्ट करी हैं चीजें सात्विक एक्टर की. क्या क्या है? एक तो मुक्त संग. मुक्त संग इज व्हाट? फ्री फ्रॉम अटैचमेंट. नॉन इगोइस्टिक, दैट मीन्स जिसमें अहम भाव नहीं है, अन अहम भाव है ना, तो वो है, वो वी हैव जस्ट डिस्कस्ड इट. देन यू सी ऑल्सो क्या, धृति. धृति, द सेम रूट इज द वर्ड धीरज. यू हैव हर्ड ऑफ धीरज ना. हाँ, तो धीरज मीन्स द करेज, द डिटर्मिनेशन टू गो ऑन एंड ऑन towards the goal without losing heart, without losing patience, but just striving till you achieve it. That is called Dheeraj or Dhriti. Huh? And it is a lot of people lack perseverance. In Dhriti, you have to have perseverance. You have to go on and on and on in the face of negativities around you. You must not lose heart. कि नहीं अब ये तो रहने दो, ये तो छोड़ो. Some people lose heart very very quickly. जरा सी difficulty आई and then they say, oh ये तो नहीं, हम नहीं कर सकते इसको, just leave it. There are people like this, and there are people who, no matter what, look at the soldiers. Have you seen? Come rain, come hail, come snow, in the hot sands of the desert, they just go on and on and on. That is called dhriti. That is called dhriti. उधर से बुलेट्स आ रही हैं, शेलिंग हो रही है, हाँ, people are shooting, bombs आ रहे हैं, yet the man is going forward. This goes against the life preservation instinct. Think about it. कितनी धृति चाहिए उसके लिए? Just think about it. It is worth bending your knees and touching their feet on the ground. That is what that action is worth. It's a highly sattvic action. And that is why the Geeta says that sacrificing your life for your country, for the welfare of your countrymen, is the highest gati that anybody can get. Veer gati. So ye dekho. So this, you have to go on and on. That is called perseverance, and that perseverance few people have. It is called dhriti. Utsaha. Utsaha, he lists utsaha also. Utsaha. हाँ. तो उत्साह समन्वितः, enthusiasm, जोश, हर वक्त. अब वो अभी कोई मूवी देखी थी ना आर्मी की, उसमें वो कहता है हाउ इज द जोश सर, है ना, तो वो that kind of josh, and they say hi sir, है ना. तो वो इधर ये देखो. अच्छा, then the sattvic actor goes on striving. Huh? And the example Gurudev has given over here is the example I gave in my last talk, I think also, that is of the nurse. He used to give this example very much, very often. The nurse is so sweet to the patient. She does all the work for the patient. She is striving to be to see that he gets all right, even though she knows that it's a terminal case, but she goes on helping him, trying to cheer him up. She's a counselor, she's a nurse, behaves motherly, sisterly, depending on the age of the patient, right? But when she comes one day and finds that the patient is gone, that means he died last night and his body is taken away and the bed is freshly made for some other patient to arrive. Does she sit there and cry? No, she doesn't. So, that kind of detachment with which the nurse works, but with enthusiasm. But with enthusiasm. Imagine. That is the thing. And these people who do this kind of seva, like the nurse, the soldier, all these people must be really, really respected. By everybody, they must be respected. They do very, very high service. Okay. Now, ये देखिए, it's and they understand army is their field of duty. Nurse, the hospital is a field of duty. The Lord has given that field to you to work. And each is given a field according to his capabilities and according to his desire to exhaust his vasanas. Okay? Hmm. Somebody becomes a teacher, somebody becomes a research scholar, somebody becomes a musician, dancer, a pahelwan, a weightlifter, all that you have, a tennis player. It is all according to your desires, according to your vasanas, the way you go. So the Lord very kindly gives you a field to exhaust it. Okay. Now, one thing is very interesting. A sattvic actor does not feel fatigue. Or let us say he feels the least amount of fatigue. I have personally watched some of these realized masters who have been staying in my house. Also, have watched Gurudev many times, being with him, that they can work endlessly without getting tired. Guru, we all knew the condition of his heart. He could hardly breathe. He was on oxygen mask many, many times. He was not allowed to speak by the doctors. And yet he spoke 1.5 hours in the morning, 1.5 hours in the evening. And from the stage, oxygen used to be clamped on him and used to be taken, yet he kept doing it. Imagine. I have seen him even in that condition, right till 11:30 at night, going on writing letters, answering letters, or standing and watching a dance performance that the youngsters wanted to show him, or watching a play that the youngsters wanted to show him, because he said that if I don't watch it, they will be disappointed. Look at the compassion. So, and getting up at 3:30 in the morning, early morning. Yeah, very early he used to get up and start his work, begin his work. Hmm. So, इधर ये देखो, they do this out of love. अच्छा, even all the prophets, they could have easily, I mean, they were on such a high level of knowledge, uh, self-realized masters. Why should they even talk to people like us? Why? Why should they waste their time on us? They do it out of compassion. They do it out of love. And dekho, another example Gurudev is given over here, which is also very interesting. I have watched him giving this example from the stage. This is the domestic घर की झाड़ू, broomstick. हाँ, जो सींकों वाली झाड़ू नहीं होती. हाँ. So when the झाड़ू becomes loose and it is not cleaning properly, then what does the housewife do? She holds it and bangs it on the ground like that, from the place where she is holding it, for the tape to get tightened or the cord to get tightened, and then the jharu she can hold properly and does. So then the Lord also gives you a few kicks when you are not performing properly. When he says, when he wants you to perform properly and when he wants you to apply this knowledge correctly, then you get some bangs in the. But the Sattvic Karta realizes, Gurudev writes that the Sattvic Karta realizes that in all his actions, his body, mind, and intellect come into play, serve the world only because of the spirit. This is what the Sattvic Karta does. No matter what he is doing, he must always be aware that it is that great, grand reality that is lending this matter equipment the dynamism to work. The mind and intellect is also matter. Please understand. It is energized by that spirit. Otherwise, when a man dies, if only the body was matter, then the mind should at least be working. पर नहीं करता, नहीं करता. And the mind is the first to die. Remember, the doctors say he is brain dead. Brain dead, but the heart is pumping. So don't depend so much on these things. What one should always surrender to is the Lord. Let the Lord help you. Let the Lord help you in times of trouble and to do things in the world. So, अच्छा, then let's come. ये तो हो गया सात्विक कर्ता, and the qualities of the सात्विक कर्ता, ये सब उत्साह, हाँ, and ये क्या है, मुक्त संग्रह, अहंकार without ego, हाँ, अनहंकार, and तो ये सारी जो चीजें हैं इस तरह की, the agent without ego, और क्या है, मुक्त संग without attachment, हाँ. So these are the things that a sattvic actor does. Acha, rajasic actor. Now we come to the next one, which is the rajasic doer. Ragi karma phala prepso lubdho hinsatmako shuchi harsha shokanvita karta rajasa parikirtitah. It says, passionate, desiring to gain the fruit of actions, greedy, harmful, impure, full of delight and grief, such an actor is said to be Rajasic. Rajasic means full of desire, full of single pointed desire to gain the fruit of action. ये लिखा हुआ है, the first line, passionate, desiring to gain the fruit of action. Why are so many matches played? Tennis, badminton, cricket, football, this, that. And every actor, every player in there desires what? He very, very strongly desires the victory, the fruit of action. And if that is so, then what happens? Then you get those kind of reactions. Great sorrow or great elation. If you win, even the elation that happens, even the joy that comes, breaks all kind of boundaries. And the sorrow that comes when you lose, that also is very, very, very downcrested, depressing. Because of this, because of your passion, because of your strong desire. But a Rajasic actor is this. So he desires the fruit of actions. He is greedy. Greedy, it means over here that he is never satisfied. Never satisfied. There are people who are like this. No matter what they get, they always want more and more and more. A lot of people who are into earning money are like this. They do not have the time to sit and enjoy that money. They do not even spend from their bank balance. ऐसे भी हैं. But then what do they keep doing? They keep earning more, more, more. Why? Because that is what they want to do. It is all the time. So it is the greed. It is the greed that I say. See the Gurudev's example I'm giving you. The crow wants to become a swan. The swan wants to become a parrot. The parrot wants to become a peacock. Hmm. And then the peacock is caged for his beauty. क्या मजा आया? क्या मजा आया? You keep collecting, and then there are wads and wads and wads of notes hiding in your backyard or in your wall or God knows कहाँ रखते हैं, क्या करते हैं. So all those, and then what happens? A thief comes, all stolen. Or an income tax raid happens, all gone in one go. Power, position, reputation, everything gone. Why? Because of that greed. You don't need that much. Sometimes when these politicians are caught with so much of money in their homes and it comes on the TV, I really often wonder. When you see it all, you really wonder ki ye, what were they doing? What were they doing? And what will they do with this kind of wealth? Surely they can't buy happiness. Surely they can't buy peace of mind. And surely they cannot buy health with that. Just imagine. They cannot buy love with that. Anyway, but people are greedy, huh? Because they are greedy, they are harmful also. They become ruthless. Look at the politicians around the world. Killing people, starving people, going on destroying buildings, going on destroying city after city, burning, looting, plundering. What is that? Cruelty. They become cruel because they are greedy. They are not satisfied with what they have. Impure. Naturally, all their actions become impure. They are not actions that are benefiting mankind, they are actions that are destroying mankind or causing harm to someone or the other. Soch ke dekho. Even a businessman who is not fair to his employees, he is not fair to share the profit with his partners or his brothers. What is he? Greedy. Okay. So impure. Acha, then either they are full of delight or they are full of grief. दोनों ही चीजें होती हैं because उनके desires multiply from moment to moment. वो तो उनकी greed हो गई, हाँ. And he is, their eyes are closed to the sorrows of the world. Even today, when you see the TV of in Gaza and these Palestinians, the way they are begging for food. Children are dying because of food. Women are dying because of food. But what does Netanyahu say? He says that nobody is dying in Gaza. There is no starvation in Gaza. That is his. So they are blind to the sorrows of others because of the greed. They don't even see it. They deny. Acha, then they do immoral actions, which immoral actions and impure actions are the same thing. Same thing. Gurudev used to say that if you have to indulge in a certain vasana, whatever that vasana may be, and that is an immoral vasana, where whatever it is related to anything, then you must sublimate it. And by sublimating it is that surrender to the Lord. Tell him that, oh Lord, I have tried my best, but I am helpless in this situation. Maybe it is such a strong vasana that my body is born to go through this. Okay? हाँ, फिर वो एग्जाम्पल देते थे हरिद्वार में गंगा जी नहाने के लिए वो जो चेन्स लगी होती हैं, तो आप चेन पकड़ के डिप लीजिए You will come out clean from the Ganges. Ganges will clean you. So that vasana itself will clean you. But if you don't hold on to the Lord's feet while you get into that vasana, then he used to say, you will be found in Calcutta. The Ganges will sweep you down. गंगा सागर में पहुंचेंगे जाके, है ना? हाँ. So whenever something that totally overpowers you and you are totally helpless, it happens to anybody. It can happen to anybody because you are born with those very strong vasanas, and when the field where you can exhaust that vasana comes around you, a human being becomes helpless because his whole body, mind, intellect has taken a form to exhaust that vasana. Gurudev said that when the vasana is very strong, there is no go. You have to go through it. He has himself told me that. So then here that is what he's saying, that these Rajasic people have very strong vasanas and therefore they become immoral. Impure means immoral. Immoral. So then you have to school yourself either to go through it with total surrender to the Lord. Otherwise, it will give you so much of agitation, so much of sorrow, and it will pull you down the ladder of evolution. If you indulge in it without surrendering to the Lord and without sublimating it and going on doing your japa while you are indulged, whether it is drugs or smoking or whatever it may be. If you cannot help it, try to help it first of all. But if you cannot help it, just go through it once. And believe me, if you surrender to the Lord, you are totally holding on to his feet that, oh Lord, I am into this, but cleanse my mind, body, intellect out of this. I understand it is wrong. I don't want to do it. Believe me, you will come out clean. That vasana will totally disappear from your mind by the grace of the God if you sublimate it. Okay. Now come to the next one. Ayukta prakrata stabdha shato neshkriti kulasaha vishadi dirgha sutri cha karta tamasa uchyate. इसको तो एक्चुअली समझाने की भी ज्यादा जरूरत नहीं है बिकॉज this is closer to us, a lot closer to us. And he has listed them. He has made a picture with 8 strokes. इसमें 8 चीजें गिनती की. Unsteady, vulgar, unbending, cheating, malicious. Look at all the galis over here. Huh? Malicious, lazy, despondent, and procrastinating. Such an agent is said to be tamasic or dull. देखो, ये सब हम लोगों में सब में ये चीजें थोड़ी 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 होती हैं. देखो, unsteady is ayukta. Ayukta is a mind and body, mind and intellect, which is divorced from each other. That is ayukta. That means the intellect is telling you that something is right or wrong, and the mind wants to do that wrong thing despite the intellect telling. Does not want to listen to the advice of the intellect. That is called a ayukta purusha. And here he is saying yukta is integrated. Integrated when the mind and intellect behave as one. The mind is totally controlled by the intellect. That is a yukta purusha. And ayukta purush is a one whose mind is disintegrated. That means not at all obedient to the intellect. Only acts on impulses, on natural instincts. Gurudev used to say, why does a dog do what he does on a pole, which a civilized man doesn't do? Because the dog is uncivilized. The dog is tamasic. So he does whatever he does out of instinct. You feel like doing something, just do it. वो तो बच्चे तो आजकल टी-शर्ट पहन रहे हैं. Just do it. Imagine. So you have to be under the whip of the intellect. You have to make your mind under the control, the chastising whip of the intellect, and only then. Otherwise, you are a four-legged animal. Gurudev used to say, it's a pity you don't have a tail. Otherwise, the human being is an animal. Whether you are suited, booted, you are nicely combed and dressed, and your behavior, you are behaving like an animal, then you are an animal. Okay. Then the next is arrogant and obstinate. Stabdha. Many people are so obstinate. No matter who tells them what, they do not listen. Any wise person always has advisors. Dekho, Akbar was great, he's called Akbar the Great, and he did really perform big deeds. So, and he consolidated the Mughal Empire, the very powerful ruler. But what did he do? He had 9 gems in his court, and he used to take advice from all of them. He used to sit in the morning with people from every religion that was there at that time, and he used to listen to scriptures from every religion. खुद बिना पढ़ा लिखा था. सोच के देखो. He was illiterate. He couldn't read and write. So he used to make, yet he was wise. So he used to make other people read the scriptures to him every morning. What a great thing. What a great thing. Socho. And also that naturally, see, when you take the advice of wise people, आपके दिमाग में कुछ तो घुसता है ना, and then according to their advice you do what you think is the right action to do, because you have got so many wise advices with you. But a person who never takes advice, that person is called arrogant, obstinate, who listens to nobody but himself. You see? अच्छा, तो ये देखो, ये कह रहे हैं vulgar, unbending. Prakritah means vulgar. Prakritah means who acts with instincts. जो कुछ बोलने का मन आया बोल दिया, जो कुछ खाने का मन आया खा लिया, जो कुछ करने का मन आया कर लिया, without any credence to the consequences, the time, the person he is talking to, the society in which he is behaving. Nothing he considers. That person is called Prakritah, only acting according to animal instincts. Then the next is Stabdha. Stabdha is obstinate. Once, I don't know, मैं किसको सुन रही थी, I think Murari Bapu को, or I don't know who, and he said that such people, ये जो तामसिक लोग होते हैं, इतने ज़्यादा unbending, obstinate होते हैं, that some husband wives don't talk to each other for weeks on end. And he said some people do a chaturmasa. It means for 4 months they are not talking to each other. That is his way of saying. Why? Obstinate. The ego is so hardened that they will not budge from their stand. Shatha. Shatha, dekho, Shat is a person who is a cheat. Shat is a person, धूर्त जिसको कहते हैं आप, कि वो दूसरे को चीट करना, दूसरे को फूल करना, दूसरे को ठगना, it all comes under Shat. अच्छा, तो ये आ गया, that nobody can believe that person. He is not dependable. He is not dependable. Like you have many politicians, you know, one day they say something, after 2-3 days उसी को पलट देते हैं. That no, it's not like this, I never said that, or even if I said it, now I'm saying like this. तो आपके जो वचन की कोई रिस्पेक्ट नहीं है. You know, you have got no absolutely honor of your word. That person is also totally undependable. सच बोल रहा है कि झूठ बोल रहा है कि क्या कर रहा है, आपसे क्या छुपा रहा है. All that comes under just this word. Now, another word is नैष्कृतिक, नैष्कृतिक, हाँ ये कहाँ है, yeah, nashkritika. This describes, according to Shankara, one who is bent upon creating quarrels and disputes. ऐसे भी होते हैं भैया, हाँ हाँ होते हैं, होते हैं. Some the nations are expert at it. जाके दूसरे देशों में लड़ाई करा के और फिर भाग आते हैं, है ना. I don't want to name any nation, but there are nations like this also. They will go to a certain country, create a fight there, make the government over there fall, and then run back to their own country. ऐसे होते हैं. तो they all come under this nashkritah, कि they are very good at quarrels and disputes among people. Politicians keep doing this all the time. They keep creating trouble amongst people and dividing them and winning. So another person, nashkritah, is the person who seeks revenge. There are some people who feel they have felt affront at a certain thing, so they say कि नहीं हम तो इसका बदला लेंगे, और जब तक वो उसका बदला नहीं लेते तब तक उनको चैन नहीं आता. तो that, so nashkritah. And in this also come people who create disturbances in the family. एक को दूसरे से भिड़ाते हैं, भाई भाई को लड़ाते हैं, you know, this kind of thing जो जो लोग करते हैं, they all come in this category, nashkritah. अच्छा, then indolent. Indolent is alasi. There are some people who, no matter, they can gain a lot from there, whether in terms of happiness or in terms of spiritual advancement or in terms of money gain or whatever. But they are so lazy. They are so lazy that they don't work towards it at all. This reminds me, I think just yesterday I was reading somewhere that a man went to a doctor, and the doctor examined him, took all kinds of tests and all, and in medical language told him that you have this and this and this and this. Now, like people like you and me generally would not understand hi-fi medical terms. So this man says that, doctor, just tell me in simple plain English what is wrong with me. So the doctor said, okay, the plain English is that you are lazy. That you are lazy. If you don't work up, if you don't exercise, if you don't move your body, if all the time you are sitting, you are going to have all this that I have described earlier. So he says, okay, doctor, that is okay now. You've told me in plain English. Now tell me in the medical terms so that I can go and tell my wife what is wrong with me. That means she will never know that I'm lazy. Otherwise, if she gets to know that the doctors told me I'm lazy, she'll put me to work. So he says, now give me the medical terminology so that I can tell my wife. अच्छा, तो ऐसे भी लेजी भी लोग होते हैं, and nothing can make them move. विषादी. विषादी कौन होते हैं? विषादी are those who never meet the challenge of life squarely. They go on, they keep blaming others. You know, there are people, देखा है ना आपने, for their failures they will blame someone or the other. A typical example is a person who has failed in life. He will always either blame his boss, or he will blame his father or mother or somebody or the other, saying कि उसकी वजह से मैं आज ऐसा हूं. What have you been doing yourself? How are you spending your time? Are you using it? Are you using every second of your time to uplift yourself? No, you are not. उसको कहते हैं विषादी. Always dwelling in whining about and complaining all the time about this, that, this is wrong, that is wrong, that is bad, this person is unfair, that person is unfair, it is because of this person that I'm suffering. That is विषादी. तो इन लोगों को विषादी कहते हैं. अच्छा, अब ये जो है ना, देखो इसमें ये 3 कैटेगरीज आ जाती हैं रामचरितमानस में। द 3 ब्रदर्स ऑफ लंका, सात्विक, राजसिक एंड तामसिक। कौन कौन? सात्विक इज विभीषण in Lanka, always surrendering to the Lord, praying to the Lord every day, having very good values, self sacrificing. That is Vibhishan, Satvik worker. Rajasic worker कौन है? Ravan. With his greed, with his ambition, he has conquered so many kings. He has brought so many women into his house, totally sensuous, totally wanting more and more and more. Not happy when he had so many women in his house. He had wives also. Why was the need to bring somebody else's wife? Rajasic. Very, very Rajasic. Okay, so that is Ravan. And who is Tamasic? Kumbhakaran. These are the 3 brothers representing Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. So Kumbhakaran was what? Lazy, sleeping for 6 months. 6 mahine, can you believe it? You can't sleep more than 6 hours in a night. 6 months he was sleeping, and then getting up and then spending the other 6 months in eating and drinking. And that is the boon he asked the Lord. Imagine, he had nothing better to ask. Just think about it, that if the Lord appears in front of you, aha, my goodness, what can you ask him? आप तो मुक्ति मांग सकते हैं, आप भक्ति मांग सकते हैं. You can ask for no matter what from the Lord. He's a giver. इसने क्या मांगा? 6 months of sleep, 6 months of enjoyment, eating. Eating means sensuousness from all the 5 senses. Yeah. So that is that. So ye Vishadi bhi ho gaya. One who keeps on complaining and complaining all the time. The next quality is Dirgha Sutri. Dirgha Sutri is a procrastinator. Many people are. काम करना है लेकिन उसको नहीं करेंगे, पोस्टपोन करते रहेंगे, पोस्टपोन करते रहेंगे, आगे को बढ़ाते रहेंगे जब तक कि लाइसेंस एक्सपायर्ड, पासपोर्ट एक्सपायर्ड, दिस नॉट डन, और देर कर दी तो पैसे में नुकसान हो गया, जो काम करना था वो नहीं करा, कल करूंगा कल करूंगा कल करूंगा. ठीक है ना? उसमें क्या होता है? सच पीपल आर टोटली तमसिक and their capacities become benumbed, their brain becomes dull, and they are not able to attack the problem as the problem comes. जो रजसिक लोग होते हैं, they act immediately. सात्विक लोग जो हैं वो सोच के, एडवाइस लेके, and then they act upon something. But a tamasic man, he will go on postponing. कल करूंगा, परसों करूंगा, आज नहीं करता, अभी तो टाइम है, like that. So he, even when the activity is very urgent, he will postpone it. That is a Dirgha Sutri. He is called a Dirgha Sutri. Acha. Then so what is Gurudev has said in his commentary also, that what should the seeker do about this? The seeker every day and every time should be alert about these 3 kind of temperaments in his own mind, and he should immediately catch the mental climate and come out of it to do the right thing in the sattvic manner. That is the seeker's homework. The seeker's homework here is just this, that he must catch hold of the climate of the mind, recognize it immediately, be alert. When a danger comes near you, aren't you alert? If you're not alert, तो आप तो मर ही जाओगे. When you're crossing the road, how alert are you? कहाँ से गाड़ी आ रही है, स्कूटर आ रहा है, कोई और आ रहा है, मैं ध्यान से देख के जाऊं, करते हो ना. So you have to be alert with your thoughts. Please be very, very alert with your thoughts. So when you are alert with your thoughts, and it's an everyday practice, mind you, huh? Every day, be alert and cautious and catch the thought immediately. And when you catch that thought, it maybe the thought is harmful to you, then you can change that immediately. And you have the power to change it and regain, as Gurudev writes, the sattvic beauty. This is his last line over here. Now, chalo, this I'll do next time. ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. हरि ओम्. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम्.